Hello everybody, welcome back to the No Geek Zone. This is where we left off here from last time. I explained all of this. I'm going to keep on explaining it and it's going to get real clear to you. So let's review. This is the code we have, and what it does, it just simply goes press that and it hides it, press that and it shows it. Okay, and that's done through this code here. Okay, so I'm going to use this program to explain it graphically, and then you'll see how everything is put together. All right, first and foremost, let's start off with see, nice little red color here, so I can draw. I always like to start off with what's inside my page that people see before I code, because it's easier for me to put the elements on the page, and then from those elements on the page I can attach it to the jQuery. Okay, so remember, anything below, anything inside our body, right here, it's right here, goes into the page. All this is what the people see. And this is your button right here. And this is the button, is the hide right here. Okay. And this is the button, again, another button. And this is the show button. This is that show button right there. Okay. And this is the text. And the H1 means header file. I mean the header element, which means all that is just fancy terms for saying this is as big, this is the biggest text can be on a web page. You have H1, and this obviously is the text. You can click on the hide button, it will disappear. Okay, and this all right here explains your HTML. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now, what is going on here? The main key for jQuery and D.O.M. Here's that fancy smancy term again, D.O.M. Okay, is to select things from your web page and to attach it to the script, attach it to the code. Because like I explained last time, when you are in another program, like this program, let's say we have this right here. I just drew a square. Okay, now if I want to make the square red, I would have to touch it, right? Because that's a square, and this is a circle here. Okay, now let's say I want to make the circle red. I'm going to have to actually touch the circle and apply and make it red. Okay, think of that as the same thing for your web page. But you can't simply touch an element on your web page, not you as the programmer. Obviously the user can touch an element, like the user can touch the hide, the user can touch the show, but you as the programmer, you can't simply go and touch something that you want to manipulate. For me to manipulate this circle here, I have to touch it, and then I have to apply the color to it. I want to make it green. So I touched it and I made it green. Think of that as the same way as I want something on our web page to be something, but I can't touch it and say be something. For me to touch the stuff on our web page, we have to use DOM, Document Object Model. And the way we touch things is through the CSS elements, CSS class or CSS ID or CSS simply HTML elements. And the way, and right now the H1 defines this right here. This is all H1. So to get the H1 to do something, we put H1 into our code. See, this is the H1. Say green. Oops. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So let me draw that again. Our H1 right here needs to be put into our code for our code to do something right here. We put the H1. So this is the H1. So when somebody clicks, and what is the hide? The hide is this right here. The hide is the button, right? So when someone clicks on the hide, which happens to be the button, a function happens, and anything inside the function happens. Okay, so once again, this is the hide right here, which is the ID. Okay, they clicked on the hide, the user, and then the hide happens to be a button, which is this button. The user clicks on here, and then this disappears. And what disappears? The H1 disappears. And what is H1? H1 is this. See how it all attaches together? All right. So that's pretty much the explanation on DOM and your code and how it relates to your HTML and your script. So let's go back down there. And now that you have a pretty good understanding, you know pretty much how this works here. See, the user clicks on the hide. And the hide is this button because the ID says hide. And when it clicks on the hide, it does this function in here. And the function selects the H1. What is the H1? The H1 is this. And what does the H1 do? The H1 hides. Hide, show. Hide, show. So there you go. And once again, that's a simple explanation of DOM, transversal, and document object model, and all the stuff we began with in the beginning of these videos. And that's a little graph of it. And once again, that's it. Thank you for watching my videos. Bye-bye.